here at Ben Lomond again, and I'm just going to have a bit of a practice in walking in adverse conditions. That's my plan today. It's bloody chilly, sitting at about half a degree, so yeah, I'm just going to walk for a couple of hours, not to do anything, just practice, just get some skills walking in fog. See if I can keep my bearings. Doing this in familiar territory, so I should be able to pick out landmarks when the fog clears. Yeah, we'll see how we fare. It's not going to be much of a day, to be honest, but sometimes we get caught in this on multi-day hikes, so I thought I'd just come up here and practice. We'll see how we fare. I've only been going for 5 minutes and you can't even see the car. So yeah, it's a lot wetter up here than what it was a month ago. 5-6 weeks, I don't know. Yeah, so this will be an interesting one. Keep your wits about me. There's patches of ice, but as I said, it's practice. You need to get your head in the right space to I've walked in February in Tasmania and had days like this, but it's just been a while, so I thought, well, why not? Why not go somewhere I'm familiar with and yeah, just have a practice go. And the beauty about Ben Lomond is everything's marked, so anyway, we'll see how far we get. Yeah, back at the broken signpost, and this time we are not going to Surprise Valley. I'm going to continue on out this way for a bit. The one benefit that I do have today is that there's not high winds yet, so the wind chill factor's not there, but it's still chilly. Very still morning. There's a slight breeze. Yeah, so not feeling cold at the moment. This place would be spectacular if you could see what was going on. So the trail leads up through this saddle here. One thing that I do have to keep in mind is to keep an eye on the conditions. Just make sure they don't get any worse. Yeah, it's all well and good to say that I'm out here to practice, but the SES doesn't need to practice. They are very good at their job. Even shrouded in mist, the place is still quite pretty. Okay folks, I don't know if you can see that. I've come to a bit of a junction here. Yeah, my blue dotties. I'm going to circle back round to the ski village. Yeah, so I thought to yeah. But it's a slightly different route, a bigger circuit. Yeah, it's all good. Just experiencing this. The weather conditions have changed. I haven't been going that long. 40 minutes I've been going for, less than 2 kilometres, so it's been slowish going. Yeah, the thing is when it's cold and wet, you don't push too hard because you start to sweat and that makes the body get colder. So, but the wind has started to pick up, as you can probably hear. The fog is getting a bit denser, so I'm going to head this way, follow this track back to the ski village, just do the big loop today. I'm comfortable with that. And, yeah, it's good though. It's good to see this in a different light. Like we come here on a perfect day a number of times, so to be able to come up and see it when it's not great and do a bit of a walk just lets you know what sort of conditions you can face. Sorry about the mask, but the wind is chilly as, so quite happy to hide the bottom half of my face and look like a bandit. Yeah, no, all good. So I hope you're enjoying this. It's a bit different. You know, everybody shows you the great side of hiking. You know, all the sunrises and sunsets and beautiful locations. But what you've got to be aware of is that not all the beautiful locations remain beautiful locations all the time. That's why I'm out here just practicing. And you know, you don't realise when we come through here, this was all dry. You know? Now it's wet. I've learnt that my hiking boots are not waterproof. So that's unfortunate for my feet. Yeah. Still, it's things you have to do, you have to learn. I'd much rather come out here somewhere that I know and test this rather than heading off to somewhere a lot more remote. There's our old mate little hill over there. Just coming behind some shelter. But yeah, you can definitely hear that wind has picked up now. It's very icy. I've only got my eyes exposed. Everything else is covered up from head to toe. I'm just going to follow the markers. I'm not going to do any cross country. Not worth the risk. So now the conditions have worsened and we have some sleet, a bit of wind. Now I look like Little Red Riding Hood, but that's okay, I'm protected. Now just bear in mind, I've only been walking for about an hour. 1 hour. And the conditions have changed drastically. And you know, my initial plan this morning when I left home was to walk out to a couple of tarns, a couple of lakes that are situated in the middle of the plateau. Really glad I changed my mind on that one and just decided to do a bit of a training day. So yeah, it's great. This is the stuff that Mrs. Rowdy doesn't like, me going out like this. Yeah. So in addition to all the wet weather gear that I've got on, I've also got obviously a first aid kit and an emergency shelter tucked away in my backpack. So if things get too horrendous, I can create a little shelter and yeah, see how I go there. Probably do that on one episode. But yeah, if you're enjoying this video, just because it's something different, not necessarily, you know, blue skies and sunshine, yeah, give it a like. Okay? I'm not extreme by any stretch of the imagination. Okay? For shit's sake, I'm 50. I don't need to prove anything. I just like to get out here and enjoy myself. And I know that sometimes to enjoy myself, I've got to be out in conditions similar to this. Here we are. This might look familiar. Ooh. The Meadow Vale down that way, so we're in Surprise Valley of the Youl. Totally different from the last time we were here. So what I might do is do a bit of a comparison between these 2 days. It's pretty much the same walk. Yeah, but it's a totally different feel, that's for sure. Totally different. So just going to continue following these markers up over the hill into the Alpine village, then back to the car. So probably still got another hour out in these conditions. Yeah, they're not pleasant, they're not terrible, but they're not pleasant. But I'm really happy that I'm doing it, and just testing myself a little bit. Yeah. sometimes we just need to reassure ourselves. This is one way of doing it, I suppose. I think I might make a third trip up here during winter and yeah, have a crack at doing it with some snow on the ground. Anyways, we'll see how that eventuates. Yeah, I've already broken one golden rule. When I got here, I went to turn the Garmin on, it was flat. I don't know why. Well, because the battery's depleted. No, it's just been turned off in the drawer. I should have tested that yesterday. I whacked it on the charger, but anyway. So Mrs. Rowdy's going to be pretty shirty with that one. But as long as I get home safe, she'll get over it. Yeah. So we'll just continue on. Right, the wind seems to have stopped a little bit. Visibility, still not great. Probably good to about 50 metres. Yeah. But this is our last little ascent here before we get back to the ski village. Yeah, it's been a fun little exercise. Quick, but then again, I have made a couple of boo-boos. Like, instead of wearing the lightweight trousers that I'm wearing, I probably should have bought my waterproof pants, my rain pants. Because the water's gotten through and doesn't feel very pleasant on the legs, to be honest. A bit chilly. So that's not very nice. The boots are definitely not waterproofed at the moment, so I need to go home and do that. But that's what these exercises are for, to sort out those little problems before winter. Yeah, the top half is fine. I've got a thermal layer on. I've just got my normal rowdy hiker shirt and this raincoat. So that's alright, that's fine. The raincoat stops the wind and the water. It's pretty damp, but I'm really good underneath, dry, warm. That's good. So the legs don't worry me too much at the minute. Like if this is multi-day, I'd be a bit concerned. And again, that happens as well, so you just got to live with it. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm happy with how the day's progressing so far. Like I said, it's only a couple of hours. I've probably got another 3/4 of an hour to go. Get back to the car. That'll do. Only a short one. It's only an exercise. Just test some gear. So yeah. And maybe that idea that I had about creating an emergency shelter in a situation like this. I think that's one that I'd like to get Tom involved with. I don't think he's had much experience with that, so I'll plan for something like that. He's also pretty much a fair weather hiker as well, so he would not be enjoying today. Sorry Tom, that's the truth. Yeah. Each their own. Yeah, so, let me know in the comments if you want to see an emergency shelter. I've got access to a couple of different sorts. So I've got like a tarp, pegs and ropes and stuff like that, which would be not very helpful in this environment. Like, you could definitely rig something up if you really had to. That would be a challenge for me. And I've got access to a I don't know how to explain it. It's called a bivvy. It's just like a big parachute that you pull over your group. I've actually spent 11 hours in that. It's quite comfortable. So yeah, we'll see what we can do as far as that goes. If you guys want to see it, probably sick of seeing stuff like that. There's plenty of other content creators out there that do that. Actually, I don't class myself as a content creator. I'm just a bloke out here that shows you the river bed. Anyway, the wind's starting to pick up again. Ears are getting cold, so it's time to keep moving. These rocks are pretty slippery as well, so just gotta watch it. So apparently, the trail marker's run out. It has stopped. That's okay. But there's blue skies out this way, people. Blue skies. Up we go, this way then. Looks pretty simple rocks, I think. Well, that was a bit of a burn. Short and sweet. Straight up. Go folks. That's the point village down there. The approach to Lake Youl. There it is, folks. Cairn, Tasmania's second highest peak, Lake Youl. last time I was up here was February 14, 2020. Wow, let's get up there. Alright. Woohoo! There you go. I don't need to do it again. That's Lake Youl. Lake Youl. And you can see just as much today as what you got the first time I was up here. This peak, because it's not near the edge of any cliffs or anything like that, you don't get those dramatic views. But yeah, like, you've still got to take into account. Over 1,500 metres above sea level here. I don't believe it made us have to climb all the way to the top. Oh yeah, that looks much more dramatic. Yes. But yeah, that's a bit of a bonus for you. I'll make my way back to the car this time. No more surprises. Rightio. Well, good people. Look at that. There's the ski village down there. I'll find my way down somewhere. Let's go this way. Oh, rolly rocks. Oh yeah, that looks adorable. That looks very adorable. Just in case you're wondering, yes, that was a slippy. Feels like the right boot's half full of water, making some squelchy noises. So I'll be working on that, so if there's actually a hole in there, or whether they just need to be waterproofed for winter. So, if you like what you saw today, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me a bit of a wally I am for coming out and stuff like this. But most of all, folks, just remember to stay rowdy.